Today is Sunday, August 2nd. You can see it matches down here. The reason I want to point that out is because I'm about to show you what I did the other day. These were altered. These I did pretty good. I altered them, you can't even tell. Or at least I can't tell. Maybe you guys can zero in and tell. Then I started to do it here, and it was just too time consuming. I'm like, who cares if it looks like what happened? I don't actually know what happened because unfortunately I didn't save the screen. Disaster happened. This was the latest one. I did a screenshot. $702 in less than an hour. Micros pay the bills. Well, micros can also blow accounts. I just zoned out. It was one disaster after another. The first part is the leader account, which is I believe was this PA account. I thought I had to stop at 250. I don't know. It didn't stop at 250. It kept going down. I don't know what I did. So on these, the risk parameter, I had set at 250. Profit, I didn't have anything in there at the time. And then, of course, the target balance for payout, 52,606, is the initial target for the first payout. But I'd unchecked this maybe. I don't know what I did. Maybe I changed it. I really have no idea what will happen. But anyway, once I realized I'd lost whatever number it was, 500, 700 in this PA account, I just unraveled. I started doing all kinds of things. Most of this loss was on micros. So micros can do a lot of damage if you go crazy quickly. So after it's said and done, I blew a lot of these accounts, and I don't even know if they're the right accounts. I just kind of pick something. Well, some of these I know are blown because they don't exist anymore. But one of them I did pass, and so now I have two PA accounts and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 Apex accounts left. I think I had a total of 11 here, 12, whatever it was. I'm not even counting them because who cares? I mean, I was just an idiot. What I expected to happen is when I started this journey a week or so ago, I thought I was to a point where I had gotten a few payouts, 3 payouts in a row off of this account, 45, and I thought I was ready to crank it up. Not a good idea to crank things up by 10, but I thought I was ready because I haven't used the copier that much, but enough that I'm like, well, I'm just going to go for $100 to $200 a day, and at the last week, if I need to, I'll bump it up to 300, and by then I'll have a good buffer. On and on and on. Well, I didn't do that. This day, total disaster. Some of it might have been directly ES accounts, but in my mind, it seems like I looked at this and it was mostly identical. And so if it was identical, I probably traded micros all day long, for reasons I won't explain. But I don't change. I don't copy trade ES. So if I had a leader on ES, all the others would be ES. I don't do that. Not that crazy. So whatever this day was, I think it was Tuesday. So I blew everything. And then, okay, so if that's Tuesday, this would be the next day. And at one point I thought I recovered pretty much everything, but it looks good here. And I was trading ES. I wasn't trading micros, and most of these are individual. 3 more? Yeah, I blew these 3 on the day. But as far as the total was better. So 30th, another good day. I could only lose like $1,000 with Apex Trader funding. Of course, it depends on how many contracts you have and other things. So it may go over. So that's why this is 1083. And even though I put 11, well, wherever it went, 1100 loss, that's just because it traded quickly and something happened where it went over. And then back to the micros. So I was going to show you this total, compared to the other, but it's meaningless because there's less accounts. So there's really no accurate way to know if I'm ahead, so to speak, as far as the total. And that's the case anyway, because once one of these becomes a funded account, and you go from 53,000 back to 50,000 when it resets back to 50. So unless you're consistently trading the same accounts, not adding or subtracting or resetting or anything else, this number is, well, actually all these are pretty meaningless. But if you are trading the same, it's nice to see them grow. This is one number that's valuable. If you do a screen print every single day, which I failed to do on the one day that I bombed. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I had a horrible day. Totally fell apart. Did everything wrong. Got sick during that time. I'm pretty sure I was totally fine the day that I messed up. I kind of wondered if I got sick because of my lousy trading. Deserved to be sick. Never to repeat that again, I hope. As you can see, I have traded a little bit tonight, Sunday, which counts for Monday. So this will count for August 3rd. My pledge to myself, to see if I can be true to myself and keep my word, is that starting tomorrow for the entire week, I will only trade micros. And the maximum loss I can take is $250, of course, plus commissions. The system's supposed to include commissions when it considers a stop. We'll see. Target's 500 and stop is 250. It will be interesting to see just 1 week if I can hold true for 1 week and follow those rules, which I believe are the most important, is the loser rules. Can you follow your plan as far as your losers go? That not only includes your strategy. Let's say your strategy on this particular chart is to go long when it hits a 50% retracement. Go long here, stop down here, target up here. I mean, that's an easy one. Can you follow it? Well, that's part of it. And that's important. But everything I've read, everything I've lived through, it's money management is the most important. You can get this straight all you want. But one trade you decide to go 2 contracts of ES instead of 3 contracts of the micros. And if it doesn't go your way, you've blown days, if not weeks, of your profits just because of money management. That's all I have for tonight. You can see the balances right now are mostly break even except for a couple of these $100 gain. So that's where it stands at 9:39 Sunday, August 2nd. I will see you tomorrow.